I'm Macy Stevens, reporting live from the Cathedral Basilica, where Macy Stevens attends school while waiting for a heart transplant.
Macy Stevens is getting everything she can out of her temporary home in St. Louis. Her grandmother stays with her when her parents in Omaha can't be there.
I can't see. Hello, I'm at the St. Louis Arch.
The 10-year-old needs a new heart.
She had 3 surgeries before she was 2. We thought we were kind of out of the woods.
Signs of heart failure in July forced her to be close to the transplant doctors in St. Louis.
A child thinks that a heart represents love, and when she thought that they were going to take that away, she thought that they would take away her thoughts and feelings and all of that stuff. And so I had to explain that to her, and that was probably the hardest night.
You can go up in the arch from an elevator that takes about 4 minutes.
Macy stays busy checking out what St. Louis has to offer. School helps too. But she wears a defibrillator vest 24/7 and has a line feeding her medicine all day. She's forever tied to that backpack.
I'm just eternally grateful for my family and friends that help us out, because there's no way we could financially do this. Many of the families in the McDonald apartment are bankrupt. They lose their homes, they lose their families, so on top of possibly losing a child, they're also dealing with a lot of financial stress.
The Stevens are waiting for a donor. Then Macy will have the ending she's eager to report.
We'll be right back with you with Macy Stevens reporting live. It shows peace to the world.
It could have been an HGTV moment.
Just go ball.
While Macy Stevens had been away in St. Louis awaiting a heart transplant, her Omaha bedroom saw a complete makeover at the hands of 2 of her aunts.
I'm glad to be home and to be okay.
She received a new heart 20 days ago.
I'm an accountant, so I was counting down the days. I knew when we got the donor call that if she could pull it out, we could be home by Christmas.
The 10-year-old showed us around, carrying her microphone Apple. A similar version rarely left her side for her 5 months of waiting.
She didn't complain. She carried around a 10-pound backpack. She got IVs and PICC lines, and she's been poked and prodded for the last 5 months, and not once did I hear her complain. And I'm just so terribly proud of her.
So far, the heart looks normal.
Now I can go skiing on big hills.
Not quite yet, Macy. No running, and she's staying out of school for now, trying to limit any chance for infections and rejection.
I've been asking them for a cat, but now just today I noticed I can't get one till my birthday. If everything goes okay.
When's your birthday?
July 29th.
Tigger is the only cat she's allowed this Christmas. No doubt her family, especially her 2 younger sisters, are happy to have Macy home.
Friends and family of Macy Stevens gather at Julio's West for a birthday party of sorts.
For my heart transplant.
Just a year ago, Macy was waiting for that transplant in St. Louis, making home videos to pass the time.
Hello, I'm Macy Stevens reporting live.
She had to wear a backpack with a defibrillator and medicine line at all times.
But as we get closer to her 1 year, which will be next week, it's more emotional looking back and remembering that.
And then when you look back at all the pictures and the video, you just burst into tears because you're like, wow.
It was December 2nd when Macy received her new heart. She was back home 3 weeks later and just kept getting stronger, growing 4 inches since then.
A lot better. I can actually breathe and catch my breath.
Even on the volleyball court, Macy just landed a spot on a select volleyball team.
There is like 61 people there for just 12s. So it was awesome to know that you made the team when they called your number.
she fought and she practiced every day, and she knew she wanted to make it. And when she did, it was pretty amazing.
While Macy still has regular doctor's visits, making it a year with no signs of transplant rejection is an important milestone, a cause for celebration, as are the loved ones who supported her family along the way.
They took care of us and they saw us through it, and that's why we stayed a family and stay connected.
The Stevens family journey has been difficult.
She had 3 open heart surgeries before she was 2, did pretty well, went into heart failure, ended up in St. Louis in 2008, and she waited 4 months for a new heart.
His daughter Macy was born with a less than perfect heart.
Sort of feeling sorry for ourselves early on, like, why us? Why did it happen to us? And why did it happen to Macy?
To deal with that, he and his wife took to running.
The running always became our therapy. We used to run at Forest Park in St. Louis daily and say, hey, nurse, we just need to get out of here for 40 minutes, go for a run, and come back and always have a clear mind.
And so that's when Stevens decided to take he and his wife's personal therapy of running and turn it into therapy for others, creating what he hopes the first of many Donate Life Nebraska Trail Run and Heroes Walk.
I hope that over the years, that's what people look back and look forward to it every year, to remember someone, to run for someone's cause, and to understand how important it is to be an organ donor.
The first run helped register 300 people as new organ donors and raised more than $13,000 for Donate Life Nebraska, which brings them back to Children's Hospital and Medical Center, but not for a checkup. Jordan Stevens is honored as the first ever Donate Life Nebraska's Champion for Life, a life like his daughter, 14-year-old Macy, who received her heart 4 years ago.
How you can donate and save someone's life. Yes. Yeah.
Like yours?
Yes, like mine.
Chase Moffitt, Channel 6 News. The paths our lives take through a lifetime are not always direct, perhaps even straight uphill, especially for Jordan Stevens. We first met Macy Stevens, Jordan's daughter, back in November at Children's Hospital and Medical Center. She was born with a congenital heart defect, underwent 3 surgeries before the age of 2, finally receiving a heart transplant in 2008.
It's definitely impacted our lives in ways that I never ever would have thought. I never thought I'd be out here being a race director for a second-year event that appears to be growing.
Stevens and his army of helpers are finishing the last of the details for the second annual Donate Life Nebraska Fun Run and Walk.
To get people to continue to donate and help so many other families.
The sport of running is giving back to the Stevens family, beyond a therapeutic outlet.
The first half mile is donated to our heroes that are people that passed away that donated organs over time and helped family members, much like my own family.
The sport of running is giving back to the Stevens family beyond a therapeutic outlet. Now, they want to grow that support, boost organ and tissue donations in Nebraska.
Helping a great cause on top of it, and in the back of my mind, always knowing that my daughter is healthy and alive because someone chose to donate.
New tonight, a reminder about the importance of family.
A number of people will take on the subject at an Omaha church this evening. And Brian Mastery is live tonight with the legacy left behind by one of the families.
John and Lauren, for the 7th year, St. Robert's tonight will be hosting a night of hope. There will be stories of survival and the challenges ahead. Organizers want us to remember the point of all of this, though, to remember the blessings around us every day. In some ways, we've watched Macy Stevens grow up.
Hello, I'm Macy Stevens, reporting live from the Cathedral Basilica, where Macy Stevens attends school while waiting for a heart transplant.
As a 10-year-old, she gave us a tour of her home away from home, St. Louis.
Hello, I'm at the St. Louis Arch.
She was waiting for a heart transplant.
I'm glad to be home and to be okay.
Here she is back in Omaha with a new heart just before Christmas 2008.
I can actually breathe and catch my breath.
Even with the makeshift microphone, see the fork stuck in an apple, she inspired those who were sick like her. As she got older, Macy Stevens and her family raised awareness about organ donation. No longer running around with a microphone, she developed a passion for animals, planning to open a dog grooming business. But during a family vacation in Venice this summer, her heart became weak.
It's 5 months today, which is strange.
Days before her 21st birthday, her heart stopped.
We're blessed with a second chance. You know, she got an extra 10 years with her transplant. She lived her life to her fullest. She was full of fun, did what she could, and we would love to have another 50 years of her here, but didn't work out for us.
From the child who needed 3 heart surgeries by the time she was 2, to becoming a young woman full of heart and compassion, Macy Stevens' impact lives on.
People close to me tell me that what happened to her has changed their outlook on life, and maybe they spend more time with their families. Maybe things are a little bit more precious because they didn't realize how fragile Macy's life was because she never lived that way.
Now, Macy had planned to spend her 21st birthday, John and Lauren, at her favorite beach, Orange Beach in Alabama, but as you saw in the story, she didn't make it to her birthday. Her parents still traveled there as a way to somehow find some peace. Her parents will take part, as we said tonight, here at the Night of Hope at St. Robert's, something they've done for a number of years now. On your side at 120th and Pacific, Brian Mastry, 6 News.